Hello, it's Mr. Smith, and in this video I'll be going over the syllabus for this course. So first of all, this is Contemporary Math, also known as Math 1332. First of all, it talks here about contacting your instructor. So normally I respond within 24 hours, or that's what we normally would do. In fact, I usually try to get back much quicker than that. But if you send me an email and you don't hear within 24 hours, please don't hesitate to resend it. I don't normally miss emails, but on occasion I will. Contact information. You can see my name is Scott Smith. My nickname is 1T because my first name Scott is spelled with 1T. This is my email, scottsmith@dallascollege.edu. 972-677-8940 is a phone number you can reach me at if you'd like to have a conversation. This is an online course. Let's see, office hours. Basically, the way I do it with online courses is we just schedule a time to meet. So if you want to get together for tutoring help, just send me an email and we'll figure out a time that works for both of us. I find that's better than having a fixed time each week because everybody's schedules are so different. So please don't hesitate to contact me if at some point you'd like to meet. We can basically meet online in Teams, and I can literally write on a piece of paper and work through a problem as if I were sitting right next to you. And there's other things that I can do, like go into your homework and we can look at certain problems. So again, just email me and we can set up a time whenever you would like some tutoring help. All right, so we have Contemporary Math, Math 1332. This is our section number, which distinguishes our course from all the others, 52303. This is a second 8-week session. So things are going to move twice as fast as they normally would. So procrastination is not an option here. I hope that you will get off to a great start so that you have a good opportunity to pass the course. So again, this is online. Our certification day is the 25th. Basically, the first week's assignments are due on the 24th, and so that's what I'll be looking at to decide who to certify. We'll talk more about that later. The last day to withdraw from this course, if some reason you need to withdraw, would be Friday, April 26th. And I hope that you'll talk to me before you withdraw, and certainly you may want to talk to your success coach, Veterans Affairs if you're a veteran. If you're getting financial aid, you may want to talk to someone in financial aid. You just want to make sure you go about withdrawing the right way if for some reason you end up withdrawing. Sometimes students just disappear and they get they get an F in the course, but basically, sometimes students come back a couple years later and they find that they're on probation because they've done that. So please make sure you withdraw in the correct manner. You never know what the future holds. Let's move on to the next page. So there's a description of the course. If you're interested, it tells you what we're going to be discussing. Here's a little more detail. I'll let you guys read that on your own. If you haven't already printed out a copy of the syllabus, I would recommend that you do that. These are Texas core objectives, things at the college that we like we support. So basically, these are the kinds of things we'd like you to get better at as a result of going to our college. So you can look through that. You'll find that on all your syllabi. Let's go on to required course materials. So basically, as part of your excuse me, your tuition cost, it includes the course materials, which for this course would be MyLab Math, which includes an online version of the textbook, which is listed here, Thinking Mathematically, 7th edition. So basically, our course uses an interactive software called MyLab Math. Again, you've already paid for it as long as you didn't opt out of the Include Ed program. So most people should hopefully be everybody. Again, you'll notice opting out is strongly discouraged. In the past, students would opt out because they thought they might be able to save themselves some money. It's been my experience that our prices are very, very reasonable, and you're not likely to find a better deal, and it's going to create issues with you during the course. At least that's what I've seen in the past. So that's why I say don't opt out. So anyway, in my math lab, it's basically an online textbook-based software where you're going to be completing your assignments basically on the computer. Students must have access to a computer with internet access to complete the required work for this course. To begin working in my lab math, just go to the home page in eCampus, which we also call Brightspace. You're going to click on the My Lab Math link, and then click on any of the links there and excuse me, follow the on-screen instructions. All right, so that's how to get started. In this course, we're going to be using the TI-30XS Multiview Calculator. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and just grab it real quick. Here it is. So I highly recommend this calculator. The nice thing about it is you can see things as you're typing it in. It also is really great for fractions. I have students that like weeks into the course are like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize what a great calculator that was. And it runs about $23 if you go to a place like Office Max or maybe Staples. They don't seem to have it at Walmart and Target anymore. Of course, you can also go online and order it through like Amazon or something. They, depending on where you go, it's going to be about $23 or so. But anyway, I highly encourage you have that if you don't have a calculator that you're real comfortable with. When I say that, I mean you need to be able to do fractions within fractions on your calculator, because when we get into the financial math stuff that's going to really make a difference. It's important that you can do that you can enter those types of expressions into the calculator. So graded work, notice 15% is homework, 10% is quizzes, and your 5 tests are 75% of the course, which is basically 15% per test. The grading scheme is the standard, 90 to 100 is an A, and so on. Let's move on to the next page. Okay, let's see. Hold on a sec. Okay, description of graded work. So with homework that'll be assigned in My Lab Math, it's there to help you practice the material learned in each section of the textbook. And I should mention a couple things about that. I'll just say this. I've made a video that does a tour of My Lab Math. I would encourage you, even if you've seen my math lab before, to watch the video, because I show you around everything in the course, and there may be something that you're not aware of. So I'd encourage you highly to watch that video on My Lab Math. So I'm just going to focus on what's here. So the nice thing about My Lab Math is you get immediate feedback, and if you get an answer wrong, normally you have you can see the correct answer, and also you can see a detailed solution to the problem, or for a similar problem. It's not that way for all problems, but for many. On the other hand, in order to learn the material well, I also recommend that you work out all your homework on paper in some kind of a notebook. Writing things out is for most people is helpful in the learning process. But the other thing is, if you're writing things out and making notes as you do the homework, maybe notes of problems that you struggled with, or you want to come back and make sure you check out or re-look at, But when it comes time to take a quiz, you can kind of review the sections covered by that quiz and then take your quiz, preferably without using your notes while you're doing that. Because if you're using your notes, then that means you probably don't know the material well enough for when you take your test. So at least you get two chances to take the quizzes, so at least hopefully on one of those you'll try to do it without the notes. But anyway, the notes in your homework are there to help you prepare for the quizzes and also for the tests, and can be very helpful in that regard. Okay, so we talked about quizzes just briefly. There's going to be, after every maybe 3 assignments, you'll have a quiz. You have about 60 minutes, so they are timed. And again, those are 10% of your grade. And notice you do get to take them up to 2 times. If you ever want another attempt or 2, just let me know, and I'm more than willing to do that. Normally 1 or 2 times should be enough to get a decent score if you're, preparing well. You're going to have 5 tests that are 100 points each. And do note that you can only take test once. Tests are taken online and proctored using the Lockdown browser and Respondus monitor in MyLab Math. Basically, this is the program we use to monitor you while you're taking a test, to hold you accountable for doing your own work. You're going to need a webcam to do that. If for some reason you're not able to use this program or you don't want to use it, then you do have the option to come to our campus and take your test. Just contact me if you would like to do that or take that option. I do want to mention, for students having an average of 80% or better on the homework, I will drop your lowest test score at the end of the course. All students must take test 5 during finals week. So even though that may be the test you drop, you do have to take all 5 tests. Late work policy. So basically, any assignments that you do late, you can get, for homework or quizzes, you can get up to 75% of the points. So you're getting 25% off up until the day that the test has been taken. So for test 1, you have chapter 1 and chapter 5 assignments. So after test 1, you cannot go back and do those assignments. So make sure that you're getting all the work for each test done by the time it's time to take the test. The whole point of the assignments is to prepare you for the test. And so for that reason, I don't allow students to do it after. Especially in a course like this, you are probably not going to have time to go back anyway, because we're going to be moving pretty quick. If for some reasons you have a good reason for missing the test deadline, please contact me. The sooner the better, preferably before the deadline. Like if something happens the day of the test, then it may be, obviously you can't let me know ahead of time, but again, contact me as soon as possible if you miss a test. Instructor-student communication. So in an online course, this is very important. So notice it says here, I'll be making announcements each week, reminding you of what's due, and also making note of any other things. I'll also be sending off an email when I make those announcements. And there'll be other announcements. It won't always be just once a week, especially in this course. But you want to make sure you're monitoring your email. Please make sure that you're using your school email. Otherwise, you're going to end up missing things that I send out. Or you may send me something and I don't get it. But again, we're supposed, by Dallas College policy, we're supposed to be using our school email. And this is going to be true for all of your classes. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say here. The only thing left is this. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. One more thing here. Attendance and participation. So obviously you're not coming to class. So to be certified as participating in this course, students must enroll into MyLab Math and complete the Chapter 1 assignments and the Chapter 5 assignments through homework 5.6 by Sunday 3/24. So basically, the first week's assignments must be completed by that Sunday with an average score of 70%. For those receiving financial aid, not being certified will likely impact your financial aid. So you want to make sure that you take care of that. Basically, I want to see you get off to a good start, and that's what's required for certification. My recommendation is that you work to get at least 80% on the homework, because remember, that'll allow you to drop your lowest test score, and try to shoot for at least 70% on the quizzes. I know sometimes students struggle with some of the quizzes, but you do get more. You can get 2 tries and ask for more. I'll give you more attempts, but you want to shoot for 70% or better on the quizzes. If you're not familiar with our institutional policies, you can click on here on the syllabus, the electronic syllabus in eCampus, and you can read those. You should look at those at least once and make sure you're familiar with those. I do reserve the right to make adjustments to the syllabus in our schedule, depending on how things go this semester. Normally we stick pretty close to the schedule, but if for some reason something happens, I will let you know. I'll make an announcement. All right, now we're ready to look at the schedule. All right, so I already said that I make weekly announcements. All I'm going to say in my first weekly announcement is, hey, these are the assignments that are due. And I may make a couple other comments, but that's what you're going to see the first week. But you've got it right here on the schedule. I would encourage you to print this schedule out. Make sure you have it handy wherever you're doing your homework. Like maybe you have a folder or something. Just put that schedule right in there. I'll tell you, it can be hard to stay on track. So really encourage you to try to work throughout the week. Try to get off to a great start. Don't fall behind, because it can be really tough to catch up. So I really hope that you'll be serious about that and get off to a great start. Notice by week 2, we're into our first test. And so again, things move quickly. Roughly, you're going to have about 8 assignments per week. So again, we're moving twice the speed of a normal class. So it's going to be a little intense. So please make every effort to get off to a great start, and let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm here to help you get off to a good start and answer any questions about any problems that you're having. All right, that's it for the syllabus.